Hello, my name is Jaime Rodriguez, airbrush artist with over 16 years airbrush experience. I started airbrushing at the age of 14, and by the age of 15, I was airbrushing professionally in a local mall. I painted anything from vehicles to motorcycles to portraits on canvas. You name it, we painted it, and I did that for a very long time, and I currently still am doing that. I've had the opportunity through this time to use a wide variety of airbrushes, small tip airbrushes, large airbrushes, spray guns, you name it, I've used it. And I currently really enjoy using the Badger airbrush. I'm going to go ahead and show you and walk you through a design and tell you why this airbrush is so interesting and performs so well. First, with airbrush we have line control or line capability. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do a design that displays these different types of lines. Thin lines, thick lines, you name it. Notice how clean the lines are. No interruptions. Very smooth. Notice how strong the spray pattern is. Got a very nice, smooth spray pattern on this airbrush. When you pull the trigger back, the paint comes out and it responds perfectly. If you want to get fancy with your line work and really optimize the use of this airbrush will do what your mind tells it to do. It's a very good all-around airbrush. When it comes to nice tight lines, it performs perfectly. As you see, there's no interruptions in the line work, very consistent, very steady. And also no interruptions in our shading as well. Very consistent all the way through. It's a very consistent, solid airbrush. I would say it's a very well-rounded airbrush, good for large applications like wall murals and vehicles, like 18-wheeler trucks, that kind of thing, where you're doing very large spray patterns. Great for doing hood murals, or just a great all-around starter airbrush, because this airbrush has such a great flow that it's not going to clog as much. With the beginner, you get a lot of clogging issues because they're not used to it. They don't know how it works. They're using very thick paints. This airbrush is going to perform very well when it comes to that because of how well it's sprayed. Notice the lines and how clean they are and consistent. Of course, that comes with practice, but a good gun lets you have that great quality look that all of us airbrush artists are after when it comes to an airbrush. I'm going to go ahead and create a sunset type effect. We're going to move on to our next color. Look how easy it is to switch colors. This cutaway handle allows us to do a couple things. We can pull the needle back with this little ball bearing attached to the needle and clean the airbrush out, just like so. Look how strong that spray pattern is. That's what we need when it comes to a good airbrush. Get that clog right out, no problem, or switch to another color, no problem. We're going to use the same spray adhesive can and come in and add our second color. And again, the airbrush is performing perfectly. When it comes to soft shading, if you notice these subtle soft shading lines I'm doing, this airbrush is performing perfectly. It's not spitting. It's responding perfectly. Okay. Going to move to our next color. Flush out again using the ball bearing. Allows us to get that color out very quickly. Time is money in the business we're in, if you're doing this professionally. So unless you have 20 guns, doesn't matter. But if you have only 2 guns as a beginner, then it does matter. We're going to come with the yellow, Crater Sunset. See it start to come to life. One thing I'm known for is my lettering. I've been able to establish a name throughout the world of airbrush, all over the world. And I'm known for my lettering as well as my fine art and illustrations. I'm going to show you why I take lettering very serious and why this airbrush performs to exactly what I need. Now I do a lot of thick and thin, meaning I use a lot of double action on the airbrush where I'm constantly pulling the trigger back just like slow. And that means I'm just taking the advantage of this airbrush. I'm using it for what it is. It has the ability to go thin to thick just with the pull, the subtle pull of the trigger, just like that. Okay? And watch how I do that with this lettering. I'm going to go ahead and write a word. Just watch how thin that gets and how thick that gets. There's not a hint of any issue. One bit. We're going to go ahead and get even finer. I do a lot of scroll work with my lettering. This airbrush is excellent for that. Okay, we're going to go ahead and set this design off with some nice palm trees. Very quick and easy to do a nice big dagger stroke, no problem. We're not getting any sort of spitting. This airbrush is responding very quickly. We're getting this design done very, very fast. As an airbrush artist in a mall environment, time is money. And if an airbrush isn't performing, then you're losing money. In this case, the airbrush is performing excellent. We've had no issues. We're having great line work. And this airbrush is responding to its best potential. The dagger strokes are coming out consistent. You're not seeing any spitting, and you're not seeing any inconsistency in the line work. It's all smooth. That's what you want in a good quality airbrush. You want that consistency. Then go ahead and do some birds in the sky, utilizing the double action capabilities. And over here we're going to finish off with start to finish off more with some more blades of grass and drop shadows. Like so. Then we're going to come in. We're going to finalize everything with some nice little details that give it just the right touch. We're going to go ahead and add some nice drop shadows. Again, this airbrush does it all. Thin to thick, without any hesitation, as you see. And that's what you want when you buy an airbrush. As a beginner, as an advanced artist, intermediate, whatever you are, this type of airbrush features is going to more than likely fit your criteria. It's because it's so well-rounded and it does so much. We're going to go here with some tiny birds, just like so. And just really finish this off with some real nice, subtle details that the customer is really going to appreciate at the end. Final highlights. Just like so. That great detail off the letters. Also using the new Spectratex airbrush paint by Badger. This stuff will make your airbrush perform better. The smoothest paint I have ever used, and I've used every type of paint on the market. I've never used a paint as smooth and as consistent as this. You won't get the clogging. I sell it here at the store, and I convert people on a constant daily basis because of how smooth and consistent it is. And they come back and buy more paint because they're doing a lot more painting and a lot less downtime. And that's Spectratex by Badger. I hope you guys like this video on this airbrush, and I hope you guys really get an understanding of how well-rounded this airbrush is and the capabilities it has. Thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, catch you later.